Alright, so yesterday at like 2:30 in the afternoon, I went out for my first ever driving lesson. It was my first ever time in the driver's seat, never mind actually moving the car by myself. It was pretty scary. I never stalled though, so that's an achievement. Oh wait, once I did, but it wasn't like on the moving off part, it was coming to a stop. I released the clutch a bit too fast and yeah, it stopped aggressively. But other than that, setting off wasn't a problem for me. Like, I've been watching like videos on YouTube of people on the first ever driving lesson, and for some reason moving off is like really hard for them. And like, they just keep stalling the car after going a couple of meters. I don't know whether it was just because, you know, I'm a fucking genius, or whether it was because this car was pretty powerful. It was a diesel engine, I don't know what like litre engine it was, but apparently like you can move the car by just using the clutch. You don't really have to use the accelerator, so I had a bit of an advantage. The main issue for me was the steering part, which you might be thinking, how is steering the hardest part, Jack? It's just not. I tell you, it is. For me it was anyway. Like, they said the normal driving position is a metre away from the curb, alright? So I went a metre away from the curb, and then I was in the fucking middle of the road, not in the right part of the... Yeah, it just went wrong a couple of times at first. And on the way back to the curb, like, you know, pull over at the curb please. Alright, will do. Hit the curb! Every single, well, I think it was like 1 or 2 times I didn't scrape the curb. I didn't mount it, but I scraped it so often. And obviously that was stressful because it's the driving instructor's car, and if you keep scraping the tyres off the curbs, it's not good for the car. But he wasn't too bothered about it. But I'm going out for my second one today, which is like a day after. While we were out, we got a text off someone who was meant to be booked in for 9:15, but they'd cancelled. And at the end he was like, so when are you next free? And I was like, tomorrow. And he laughed as if I was joking, but I'm actually free. So he said, alright then, someone's cancelled, so we'll just slot you in for the 9:15 position. And that's about half an hour away. I'm pretty nervous again because obviously today's going to have a lot more of me behind the wheel than yesterday did, because yesterday was mainly like him talking me through all the stuff, but now that, you know, I know all the basics, I need to put it into action and progress. And yeah, it's hard driving a car. It's a lot harder than it looks. And obviously me being me, I went to bed at like 3 o'clock in the morning and woke up at 8, so I haven't had much sleep, which is fine, you know, what's this for, hey? Why do they even sell these? I am energy drinks target audience. Rockstar. For people who don't go to sleep early enough on a driving lesson day. I'm probably not going to put that on the screen because it's too much text, but you know, hand movements will do. And also, I'll show you, it's fucking icy. How am I expected to drive in these conditions? Today's gonna be fun. Okay, Jack, can you just pull over on the left, please? Alright, will do. Skids out of control! Yeah! This is making me more nervous than yesterday. Yesterday was an absolute perfect day, other than the sun was a little bit blinding, but that wasn't too much of a problem. The like surface wasn't wet, it wasn't too hot, it wasn't too cold, it was perfect driving conditions. And today's icy. Today's gonna be a challenge. If the steering's a problem for me, that's exactly what I need. Ice on the roads. I think setting off I'm probably going to skid. Going back to the curb I'm probably going to mount it and do some donuts. But, you know, all in due time. But yeah, I'll get back to you after the lesson and tell you how it goes. Basically to tell you how much damage I've done to the car. Yeah. Alright, so I've just got back. Still got a little bit of this left. It's a bit flat, but it still tastes nice. Arguably nicer, actually. It went well. It went really well, this one. It wasn't icy where it took me because we go to this like industrial estate thing where it's quite quiet. And yeah, it wasn't very icy, it's just a bit foggy, but wasn't a problem to be fair. This lesson we covered left-hand turns and right-hand turns. He said that usually the learners have one lesson for left-hand turns and a separate lesson for right-hand turns because right-hand turns are a bit harder, more complicated. But I did them both today, because obviously, once again, I'm a fucking genius. I'm joking, I mounted the curb once. Just wasn't concentrating. This wasn't a driving error really, it was just a lapse of concentration. Mounted the curb a little bit, but never done that again. I was turning the corners pretty well. Next lesson sounds quite scary because he said we're going to go out of the industrial estate and actually onto the main roads where there's going to be obviously cars and traffic and stuff more to do. I was quite comfortable in that little industrial estate where there's nice straight lines, easy junctions, barely a car going. This is going to be pressurising and it's on Saturday 9 till 11 I think. Yeah. Saturday the 14th, 9 till 11. Cool. This isn't a sponsorship, by the way, but I do recommend Pass and Go. My driving instructor was called Steve, or is called Steve. You know, he's still my instructor. It's not a was, he is my driving instructor. He's called Steve and he's a very nice guy. He's not impatient and yeah, I'm learning at quite a quick pace, he says. And I really enjoy it, that's the main thing. Like, I knew I was going to enjoy driving a car, but when you're actually doing it, it's great. I just love it. I just hope I pass first time and don't mount any more curbs. But yeah, thanks for watching. If you're doing anything to do with driving, let me know in the comments. If not, let me know in the comments. Bye! Now, I know this video is already quite long, but while I was editing it, I realised that I missed out a really important part of my lesson, and that's that about halfway through, I got out the car, went into the forest and had a piss. It was very nice, I was very desperate for it, and I didn't, you know, it's quite an awkward thing to ask. It's like, is there any toilets around you? I was like, no. I was like, don't have to go on that bush. Yeah, that was an important part of the lesson. I thought it really improved my driving, because I was less desperate for...
I said my tour just sold out, albums and bought out.